A glimpse into your possible future if you don't prepare to retire now. For those familiar with the Christmas story, A Christmas Carol, you know the cranky, greedy Ebenezer Scrooge was visited by ghosts who showed him a dismal future if he didn't change his ways. In a video from Business Insider called Life Lessons from Older Americans Who Still Work to Pay the Bills, it talks about possible visions of our future from real people who didn't save or made mistakes that forced them to struggle in their 80s.
What I do for money is Uber driving. I'm curious to know whether there are any other 84-year-old drivers.
I'm 82 years old, and I wish I could retire now.
I do not have any retirement savings.
I always felt that I was too young to think about retirement. And I was a hippie, and I was all about living in the here and now.
The cost of living has gotten out of sight, and there is no safety net for the elderly.
Bills are harder to pay because everything costs more.
I grew up very poor, and part of what drives me right now is that I don't want to be poor again.
To me, these 80-plus-year-olds are all too common and relatable. They were once young, like many of us, had careers, like many of us, and have made financial mistakes along the way, like many of us. What they also seem to share is the belief that saving for retirement was simply something for another time. Also, like many of us. Let's look at a clip from David. David has a background in mathematics and rose up the ranks with a career in computer programming. And according to the video, he became a vice president of a company making $115,000 a year.
In the early 90s, there was a stock market crash. I didn't know what I was doing. I panicked, so I sold all of my stock. I might have a degree in mathematics, but it doesn't mean I'm financially literate.
Now, there was a recession in the early 90s. As we know now, the market after both the dot-com bust and the early 90s recession eventually recovered, and the market grew even larger than before. In general, when stock markets crash, even the great stock market crash in 1929, they often recover within a few months to a few years, and often performing better than before. So with his money out of the stock market and likely kept in cash, David missed out on money that would have likely made his life, now in his 80s, completely different. Also, there's a statement he made in this clip. He says, "I have a degree in mathematics, but that doesn't mean I'm financially literate." That phrase really hit me. And because I think it's a teachable moment for all of us. The lesson is that personal finance isn't so much about knowing numbers. Because a person like David clearly understands numbers. He's a mathematician. It's more about mindset. He, like many of us, just didn't learn the habits of financial literacy. It's not about being smart or having money, as his $115,000 a year salary would have put him in the top 5 to 1% of people in the 1990s. Instead, financial literacy is about taking the time to learn a skill and putting that skill into practice. Let's take another look at a decision he made.
Had I not been in a situation where I had to use my 401k money, I'd probably have maybe more than $1 million whose interest I could then live on. And I try not to think about it because I'd wake up in the middle of the night screaming, "What did you do? You were a fool."
He's not alone. Vanguard notes that around 33% of Americans liquidate their retirement accounts when they exit jobs. They tend to use it for hardships or simply find it easier or too tempting to spend it rather than moving the money to an IRA or a new 401k. And in the process, draining their retirement future. Now, if you liquidate a 401k before the age of 59 and a half, you generally have to pay income taxes on that amount, plus a 10% penalty for early withdrawal. More so, you miss out on the chance to collect years of compounded returns on your 401k investments. So when I think Dave was talking about being a fool, it was more the realization that he had sabotaged his own future. In this next clip, we see some of the lessons they've learned.
I didn't think I was going to live this long. One day you're going to be old. And you should begin to plan for that now.
Looking back, one of the worst decisions I made was not going to college, not advancing my education.
I kind of wish I would have known about the thing if you just save like $25 a month or with compound interest, like starting at age 25, that you'll be a millionaire by some 65 or 70 or something.
I regret not having appreciated the value and then hired, I guess is the word, or engaged a financial planner.
Find a job where you are happy because you're going to work your whole life.
Make the right decisions for yourself, whether it's in your personal relationship or whether it's in your professional relationship.
Don't wait to do things because you may not have that future. You may not have it physically, you may not have it financially. Find a way to do your bucket list all through your life instead of at the end of your life.
The theme I hear in all of this is that you have to think ahead. Taking care of yourself now, but also being mindful to provide self-care for the person you're going to be in the future. From all these clips, I do think there are a few more lessons to heed. While now always feels more important and urgent, the future will eventually arrive. We live in the world of now. Ads want you to buy now. Kids need something now. The car needs fixing now. As much as we need to address these urgent matters, there's still opportunity costs. Each choice is trading some degree of your money, your time, and your health energy. Trading it now for possibly less of those resources in the future as we age. Don't raid your 401k. You're only stealing from yourself. Tax laws around investment vehicles are designed to help you optimize your journey to financial freedom. IRAs are tax deferred, so you don't have to pay tax on any growth or capital gains until you take the money out. This advantage helps your retirement savings grow faster. Or if you have a Roth account, any qualified money can grow and come out of the account tax-free. But if you pull that money out early, your retirement progress suffers, and you may have to hand over taxes from what you take out as income or pay additional penalties to the government. Financial literacy is less about being smart, but having the right habits to resist temptation for short-term solutions. Reports show the leading indicator of a child's successful behavior with money is watching the financial habits of their parents. As kids, we see our parents and learn to copy the habits and standards to build our own lives. But if you're past the age of learning from your parents, then seek out reputable people. People that have good financial habits and not financial gimmicks or get-rich-quick schemes. Financial literacy, like any skill, is one where you don't have to be right all the time. Just learn and practice consistently. You might enjoy work in your 80s. You'll enjoy it even more when your life doesn't depend on it. We complain about work, but work does have benefits. It keeps our mind active. It keeps us connected to the people and events in our community or neighborhood. I know many people who were happy the first few months of retirement, only to be bored 6 months after and itching for some kind of work. So, work in itself is not the problem. Often, freedom and autonomy in our work is. As blogger Mr. Money Mustache once said, true happiness comes from having the freedom to choose your work rather than being forced into it for a paycheck. These 80-plus-year-old lives are not only a vision into our possible future, but a warning. Don't act, and their lives could become your reality. Fortunately, like Scrooge, after seeing his disturbing vision, you too can change course. So, how does seeing their lives and how their decisions play out impact you? Do you feel like making a change? Let me know in the comments, and check out the full video from Business Insider at the link at the bottom. And as always, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.